to see your mom and get a home-cooked meal. Saw my uncle. Just felt good to be back in my, in my haven, my rest haven, and that's being home. So, and also, obviously, you get inspired watching the greats play and, seeing Brady, see the things that he did with that team. That inspired me as well. But I just felt pretty good. I mean, as I have the whole season, I've been getting better and better as each game goes on, and felt good from the beginning and just trying to keep it going.
All right, I've eaten a home meal every night for 8 months. I can't do anything nearly as well. Nick, did LeBron make a statement with his 46-point performance last night? That and being inspired by Tom Brady, obviously.
There we go.
Yeah, and I've got to say, guys, and I'm not being sarcastic here, even I am pretty amazed at what he's doing this season. I know last year we were like year 17, washed king, but it made a little more sense in year 18 with no offseason to speak of, after going through what was, by all accounts, an incredibly difficult ordeal in the bubble, to 6 weeks later pick it up, have your team with the best record in basketball, undefeated on the road, have not missed a single game, have 15-5-5 minimum in every game played this season, a streak that's only been topped to start a season by LeBron a decade ago, to be averaging 25 points per game in year 18, which no one's ever done, and to be doing this at age 36. Which, when you talk about age 36, it's just the late, great Kobe Bryant. By the way, today's the anniversary of Kobe's passing, so our thoughts and prayers with Kobe's family and friends on that. But only Kobe, Kareem, Karl Malone have done it at this age. And, Brandon, the way he's doing it, I just want to show 3 shots from last night. It's like, hey, who's the greatest scorer of all time? It's Kareem. Okay, let me just try my own version of a little baby skyhook. All right, yeah, okay, I'll add that to my repertoire. Okay, who's the greatest shooter of all time? Steph. How about a logo 3, a la Steph Curry? Let me add that to my repertoire. Ooh. And who once upon a time was the greatest player of all time? Michael, with the turnaround baseline jumper. Let me ice the game with this. Like, what is he doing? I honestly, this is, even for me, shocking that he's played every game, that his team has the best record, and that he's just casually throwing up 20-point fourth quarters on 90% shooting because a doofus in the stands made him mad. Like, there is no precedent for what we're seeing from LeBron, and he just keeps adding stuff to his game that I hadn't seen before, Brandon.
Wow. Big statement, Jenna. And Nick, you know I got MJ as the GOAT. MJ is the greatest of all time. But MJ, look out. MJ's in trouble. This dude is in year 18, and he's evolving. We started this conversation in the bubble, Nick. We talked about him winning his 4th and how he could potentially win his 5th and his 6th. We talked about AD being able to help him do that. And this guy being able to evolve and go to, that shooter, developing that fadeaway shot, but really leaning into it. We've seen him do these things before, but we're talking about where this is your first point of attack, where this is what you lead with. Before it was always, let me defer, let me get my other guys involved, let me get to the basket. Now we're seeing him, for the first time ever, be comfortable shooting the shot first. Man, I'm sorry to say this, Nick. I know this is your guy. But for years, man, it was like a deer staring in headlights with LeBron James out there with the 3. It was like, should I shoot it? What should I do? Now he's not even thinking. He's not thinking twice about it. MJ's in trouble. This dude is going to a whole nother level. When we were talking about this, when they were in the bubble, I compared this to, like, the only thing I could compare it to was Charles Woodson going from cornerback to safety. Like, how do you play 10 years at corner and be an all-pro, be a Pro Bowler, make it to a Super Bowl? Then you shift
transition.
Your last 5 years of your career to safety and still be an all-pro and go to another level when you physically have slowed down. That's what we're seeing LeBron James do, and he's only had 72 days off. Like, how do you go from being the guy, dominating the basket, dominating the paint last year, and then having 72 days off, evolve, develop this shot, this fadeaway, this hook, in 72 days? It's unbelievable. It's remarkable, Wilds, to see what this dude is doing.
And Wilds, it extends the sunset on his career because he's shooting 7 threes a game and shooting them at 40%. If he becomes a reliable knockdown three-point shooter, that doesn't go away, and the passing doesn't go away. So it just extends the different ways, Wilds, he can continue to be the best player or one of the very best players in the league, even at year 20, year 21, year 22.
That's right. Yeah, he was 7 for 11 from 3. And I guess if we could see him turn into almost like Tracy started to shoot a lot of threes. He was never a traditionally great three-point shooter. Remember, like, old school Larry Johnson, who was just like a physical presence, ended up just like hanging around by the arc. But out of everything, Nick, the thing that was most impressive to me is the fact that he hadn't missed a game. That didn't seem to be in anyone's plans. Frank Vogels was talking about how he would take it slow. The league literally changed the load management rules for teams that went deep into the playoffs. So I'm surprised that he's played this many games. And I thought you made a really interesting point, that the fact that there are no fans at Staples, but they're fans on the road, maybe he likes that sort of juice from being on the road. Maybe that gives him a little extra motivation to play in fans. It's something that he's missed.
Yeah, look, Nick, listen, I tell this to guys all the time. I grew up playing basketball and football. I just have a true love for football. That's my first love. But it's easier to train for basketball. And that's why it's dangerous for the entire NBA and also Michael Jordan when we talk about the GOAT. Because when you develop a shot, like you said, that doesn't leave you. The reason why I say it's easy to train for basketball is because you can go in the gym by yourself and you can put up 300, 400, 500, 1,000 shots a day, and you can get better. And this guy, LeBron James, you know he has that mindset. He's a guy that's inspired by Michael Jordan. He's a guy that just came out saying he's inspired by Tom Brady. So he's looking at Tom Brady at the age of 43 saying, this dude is still a champion. This dude is still getting it done, and I'm going to do the same. So it's scary because this dude can go in the gym, lights out, nobody there, air conditioner off, and put up 1,000 shots and potentially be one of the greatest shooters in the league when he's playing.
And he also, we thought that at this point it would be a 1A, 1B LeBron AD, or maybe 1A, 1B AD LeBron. That's not the case. I know AD had a great game over the weekend, but AD hasn't been great yet this season. LeBron, if you look at the advanced numbers, has been the single best perimeter defender as far as a field goal percentage allowed perspective in the entire NBA. His team is the #1 defensive rated team in a top 5 offense. They're undefeated on the road. And again, we lose perspective on this. He's 25-7-7 on the year. Only Jokic and Doncic are doing that of anybody. He's 25 points per game in year 18. I will just quickly, Jenna, give you the list of people who have averaged 15 points per game in year 18. Moses Malone, Kareem, Dirk, Karl Malone, and the late, great Kobe Bryant. That's the list. And none of them average more than 23 in year 18. LeBron's at 25 and is the best player on the best team. And it also, I think, even though he's not going to have overwhelming stats the way Luka and Jokic are, I think he is a sneaky favorite right now to be league MVP more than 12 years removed from when he won his first one. And in year 18, which would be totally unprecedented without any close comparison.
All right, so just to recap, LeBron James, still good. Let's play a little in or out. The Nets reportedly are in trade discussions with the Cavs for JaVale McGee. Also have some interesting Kevin Love. Nick, you in or out on the Nets needing to add another player to be title contenders?
Oh, they 1,000% need to add some defensive presence. Now, I don't know if JaVale is that guy. If you remember back to the finals, JaVale went from starting to getting DMP's coach's decisions. But they're going to add some type of big man in the buyout market. The Kevin Love thing, Wilds, is perplexing to me. Brandon, first of all, they have literally nothing left to trade unless they're trading Kyrie or Harden, I guess. Second of all, he addresses none of their issues. The Kevin Love part is just mystifying why he would be included, but they definitely do need another big. I don't know if it'll be JaVale or somebody who gets bought out in a month or so.
Brooklyn.
In the stands made him mad. Like, there is no precedent for what we're seeing from LeBron, and he just